Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the basic principles of UV spectroscopy. So UV spectroscopy basically depends on Lambert-Beard's law. We will see what is Beers and Lambert's law, and after that we will go for the electronic excitation. How Lambert-Beard's law explains electronic excitations. So before going to Beers-Lambert's law, we'll discuss about some terms. So absorbance. So if we consider a light source which having a radiation having wavelength 200 to 800 nanometers, this light source emits a radiation which having a wavelength 200 to 800 nanometers. If we irradiate or incident this light on a sample in a cuvette which having a length L, some of the radiation gets absorbed here by the sample and some of the radiation is transmitted through this cuvette and some of the radiation gets reflected. Okay, so transmitted radiation, that is I, is here. Okay, so we can define an absorbance. Absorbance is defined as log of the ratio of intensity of incident light and transmitted light. So it is a ratio of incident light to the transmitted light. Okay, so this is a mathematical expression for the absorbance. So A is equal to log of I0 divided by I. That is, it is a ratio of incident light to the transmitted light. Here I0 is a incident light and I is a transmitted light. Okay, so let's see what is Beers and Lambert's law. It is a combination of two laws, that is Beers law and Lambert's law. Beers law is concerned with the concentration of a solution, that is absorbance is related to the concentration, and according to Lambert's law the absorbance is related to the thickness. This is and Beers and Lambert's law is a combination of these two laws. Okay, so let's see what is statement of Beers-Lambert's law. The Lambert-Beers law states that absorbance of a sample is directly proportional to its concentration and to the path length of the light. Okay, that is L through the cuvette. So L is a path length and C is the concentration of solution. So mathematical expression for the Beers-Lambert's law is A, that is absorbance, is directly proportional to concentration into path length. Okay, so we can remove this proportionality sign and we can put a proportionality sign, that is epsilon. So this equation becomes A is equal to epsilon into C into L. That is, absorbance is equal to extinction coefficient into concentration into path length, where A is absorbance, epsilon is extinction coefficient, L is the path length of the cell, and the solution. So let's see energy absorption and electronic excitations. If we see the energies of various energy levels, so every molecule having a electronic energy levels E1, E2, E3 like this. So each energy level, electronic energy level, is made up of number of vibrational level. Each electronic energy level is made up of number of vibrational level, and each vibrational level is made up of number of rotational levels. So here each vibrational level is consist of number of rotational level. Okay, let's see how electronic excitations. If electron is jump from E1 to E2, then it is called as electronic transition. Okay, and it is a base for the UV study. So let's see how electronic what are the electronic excitations. Let's see, if we consider a ground state and excited state, we know that the electrons present in the ground state if we irradiate these electrons with the UV radiation, that is radiation having a wavelength 200 to 750 nanometers, after irradiation these electrons get excited into the excited state. Okay, after excitation, this one of the electron jumps to the in the upper excited state. Okay, so let's see. So here is this is a sigma bonding orbital and this is a sigma anti-bonding orbital. We know that each having okay, this is a pi bonding orbital and this is a pi anti-bonding molecular orbitals, and this is a non-bonding orbitals. Okay, so basically electrons are present in ground state at the sigma, pi and n. After excitation it goes to the pi star and sigma star. Okay, so there are number of possibilities of excitations. So first possibility is the sigma, when sigma electrons is excited into the sigma antibonding molecular orbitals. Okay, so next possibility is when electron is jump from pi molecular or pi bonding orbital to the pi star antibonding orbital, that is pi to pi star. Okay, and next possibility is when non-bonding electron, that is from n orbital to the sigma star, then the transition is called as n to sigma star. Next, if non-bonding electron is excited into the pi star, that is pi antibonding molecular orbital, then it is called as n to pi star transition. So let's see relation between the wavelength and energy of these excitations. So E is equal to hc upon lambda. E is the energy gap between the two orbitals and h is the Planck constant and c is the velocity of light and lambda is the wavelength of radiation used. Okay, here we can see that from this equation it is concluded that the smaller the energy required for excitation of electrons, so energy larger wavelength of absorption takes place. That is E is directly proportional to wavelength. That is, if wavelength increases, energy decreases, or if wavelength decreases, energy will increase. Okay, so from this equation we can order a transition. So this is a energy order of transitions. Okay, we can see here the maximum energy required for the or maximum or larger wavelength is required for the transition of sigma electron to the antibonding sigma star. Okay, so this transition having requires a maximum amount of energy, and this is a less energetic transition. Okay, so this transition takes place at maximum wavelength and this takes place at shorter wavelength. Okay, with this we'll stop here. We'll thank you.